Hello guys, and welcome to my Michael Myers or Halloween mask ranking. I did a popular video, or it's turned into a popular video now, of my top 10 Michael Myers masks, including some Season of the Witch masks, and it proved to be popular. Unpopular opinions, but it was a popular video nonetheless. I was given some tips by a lot of viewers, and that is to stop saying the word mask all the time, but unfortunately I can't help that because I'm going to be talking about masks within this video as well. I'm going to be ranking not just the top 10 Michael Myers masks, I'm going to rank every mask Michael has ever worn in the entire Halloween franchise. It also includes the Season of the Witch masks as well, and it's going to, the Season of the Witch masks, I'm going to rank them separately as well. So in total, including all the Season of the Witch masks, the three main ones, and all the masks that Michael's ever worn, there's 21 in total, so I'm going to be doing a top 21. This top 21 has absolutely no bearing of my ranking of the movies. It also includes the Halloween 2018 mask, which a lot of people were asking why I didn't include that in the last ranking. It's because it wasn't out yet, so I'm including it in this one as well. A lot of you said that I shouldn't show my face in my video all the time, so I'm going to eliminate my face completely and just show images of the Michael Myers masks. I'm going to try and limit the video clips because Universal are kicking my ass when it comes to putting like Halloween 2 for example in my videos, so I'm going to try and limit the video stuff, so mostly just images of the masks that I'm ranking. Now my top 10 isn't cemented, it never is, it always changes, and after watching all the movies back to back in the lead up to the new Halloween, my list has changed dramatically. Not because of your opinions guys, I don't let anyone's opinion sway me, the opinions of myself is what matters, so my list might still not be a popular ranking, but it is my opinion, and I do completely respect everybody else's opinions because we all have opinions at the end of the day. In at number 21 is a Halloween H2O CGI mask, just the CGI mask. There's not really much I can say about this, it was only in one scene, so there's no contest. In at number 20 is Halloween 5. Now I still stand by what I said about this mask, it wasn't high up on my list at all the last time. It's got some sort of pigeon face look about it, it's very long and slender looking, and I just don't like it at all. In at number 19 is the H2O version 2 mask. This mask didn't get shown a lot in the movie, it did get shown in quite a few scenes. I call it the bulb face mask. The reason I call it the bulb face mask is because it looks like a light bulb, it looks like the shape of a light bulb, and it's just very clean and white looking, so it's not the mask for me. In at number 18 is a Halloween 5 Brute mask. I think it was funny for the scene, but that's all. Michael again only wore it in one scene, it wasn't the white slender look mask that he normally wears, and it's not his mask, but I had to rank it because Michael did physically wear that mask in a scene. In at number 17 is Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 mask. I did have this quite high up, maybe it was mid the last time I ranked it, but after watching Halloween 2, which I don't really like at all, he hardly ever wears a mask, and when the mask was on, it was just hanging off his face, and you would really not call it a mask. So the mask looked good for half of it, but because it was half a mask, then you can't really rank it very high. In at number 16 is the Halloween 4 mask, the main mask in the movie. Now this was dead last in my last ranking, but after watching it, what I find, the reason it's grown on me is not because of how I see it in the movie, but every time I see somebody who's actually purchased it in real life and seen it on eBay and on Google, I think the mask looks better in person than it does in the movie. Maybe that's because of the way the movie was filmed, I don't know, but it's not the worst mask for me anymore. It used to be, but it's okay. And I think, especially since it was a William Shatner mask mould, that it's still got a bit of originality to it. In at number 15 is Rob Zombie's Halloween Orange mask. This is the mask that Michael makes himself, and I think that's why it's not the best, but it's nowhere near the best at all. But it was a bit of an original idea with Michael loving masks, so he makes masks as he's in prison, as he's in the sanitarium, and the orange one is the main one that he's wearing. So it's quite interesting, to say the least. The skeleton mask from Halloween 3. Now I do think that the three masks in Halloween 3 are very iconic, and I think the worst of the bunch is the skeleton one because it's white and black mainly. It's not got much to it, but it's still a really interesting looking mask. And at number 13 is the pink mask from Halloween 4. It's pink and it's got a bit of blonde hair in it. Now this mask was only used in one scene, and when you look at it, when you pause this scene, the mask does look a lot like the original mask, So that's why I like it better than the main mask. If only it had the proper colouring, this mask would have been higher up in my list. And at number 12 is the Witch mask from Halloween 3. This is the second best in the season of the Witch movie for me. This mask scared me as a kid, mainly because this was the mask that was shown in the teaser trailer for Halloween 3, and you see the spider coming out of the mouth or the eye or wherever it is on the trailer. It was a very eerie mask, and I do like it. It's a very iconic mask from Season of the Witch. And straight in at number 11 is the pumpkin mask from Halloween 3. I think it is the best of the trio from Halloween 3, and that's mainly due to the scene involving little Buddy getting the mask squashed all over his face. Again, a very iconic scene, and it makes the mask more iconic. Not really a mask, but we have to include it anyway because Michael did wear it, and that was the bandages in Halloween 4. It kind of reminds me of Friday the 13th when Jason doesn't have his mask yet. It's the same with Michael in this movie. It is, ironically, the best mask, you could say, in Halloween 4. I just love the garage scene when Michael turns up and stabs the guy who's under the car. Great, and I think the kind of blood on his face, on the bandages, on the wrap, makes it that more creepy. And at number 9 is Halloween Resurrection. Now overall this is a solid mask, a lot better than the movie itself. I think the issues with this mask is it looks a little bit shiny and grey at times, and it looks like Michael's wearing makeup. And at number 8 is a clown mask from Rob Zombie's Halloween. I think this was really good and creepy. The best part of this mask is that it looks really cheap, and Michael did wear it for a more prolonged period of time in this movie than the original Michael did in the original movie. So it has a place in the movie, and you look on eBay and things, if you search Michael Myers Rob Zombie mask, this clown mask does come up quite a lot, so it's a very popular mask, and if you were a child or you saw a child wearing this mask, it's very creepy. And at number 7 is the mask from Halloween 6 that was also used at the beginning of Halloween H2O, so it's a bit of a combination of both. Now I have always called this one a Clayface mask, and I still stand by that after watching Halloween 6. The mask looks very heavy and loose on the actor that plays Michael Myers, George P. Wilbur. And again, it looks like it's been put together with paper mache or some sort of clay. It's a bit heavy looking. One thing, the reason it is so high on my list though, is because it does have good detailing on the mask. I do like that about it. They did try and make it look as much as the original as they could. It just looks a little bit too heavy and a little bit too detailed to be higher up on the list. And then number 6 is a clown mask from the original Halloween. It's just a fantastic scene, a fantastic opening to the entire franchise, and it also is a little nod to the original idea that Carpenter and Co had for the mask. They were going to use some sort of clown mask for Michael as an adult, but they decided not to do that. They used the William Shatner mask. So this is a good nod to the mask idea by using a clown mask. But the scene with little Michael, a 6-year-old Michael going around the house, you'll never forget that. And at number 5 is the Myers mask from Rob Zombie's Halloween, the 2007 remake. I think this mask has the best backstory out of all the masks. It has a more realistic backstory. Not the most realistic looking mask. It's got realistic decay on it for a 15-year-old or so mask. So I do like it. And again, I think what makes this high on the list is the fact that it is realistic and it's got a realistic backstory as to how Michael obtained the mask. And at number 4 is the mask from Halloween 2 from 1981. Yes, we all know it's the same mask as the original, but the reason I'm separating it from the original is because it does look completely different from the mask from 1978. And the reason for that is because apparently it was lying under Deborah Hill's bed. She's a big smoker, and it was lying there for a couple of years, so it kind of changed colour slightly. And obviously Dick Warlock was Michael Myers in Halloween 2, and his face was a different shape from Nick Castle's face, so it does look slightly different, and because of that I'm ranking it separately. And I do love the masks, every mask from number 5 to number 1 are fantastic. I love them all. This is just lowered down basically because it's not as good as the ones above it. And at number 3 is the Stan Winston mask from Halloween H2O. Now this is the controversial one. This was my favourite mask before, and I did mention this was my favourite mask because it was nostalgic for me. I grew up in the Scream generation and I loved all the slasher movies from back then, and obviously Halloween H2O was my favourite Halloween at one point as well because of that. People complain about the big eye holes on Halloween H2O. Yes, it's got big eye holes and you can see his eyes, but you can see his eyes in a lot of the Halloween movies. I think the way this movie was lit was very Hollywood style, so it was harder to hide his eyes. Yes, they could have made more effort to do that, but they didn't. But I still think it's a very menacing mask. Sometimes it looks like he's very angry in some scenes. I do like the hair in this one. A lot of people again said they didn't like the punk look here, but they liked the Halloween Resurrection hair. I don't understand that, because the Halloween Resurrection hair was a lot shorter and more spiky, and like an afro. So the complaints that people have with the H2O mask, I still can't understand. Everyone has an opinion, of course. I don't understand the complaints, because the complaints that they have with this mask, they don't have with other masks that have even worse features on them. So at number 3, solid entry, Halloween H2O Stan Winston mask. And at number 2 is the newest entry in the franchise, and that's Halloween 2018. I think this mask looked perfect in the daylight and at night time, and it still looks menacing after 40 years. Obviously it's not the same mask as the original, but it still looks very menacing, and it looks like not only Michael has aged, but the mask has aged, which makes him look more of a veteran in the movie. It does sound strange, but again, I bought the mask myself, and it's very screen accurate as well, and it's just a perfect mask. I've tried it out with some images and some video footage, and every time I do it, I don't really need to edit much, because it just looks so fantastic. And at number 1 is of course the original 1978 Halloween mask. Now this was in my number 2 spot for a long time, because H2O was my favourite mask. Not technically my favourite mask, H2O, but it was my favourite overall. But this one has came to number 1, and I think it's simply because this month I watched all the Halloween movies from 1 to 11, and I also had the opportunity to go and see the original in the cinema for the first time. Now seeing this mask for the first time on the big screen, I got chills, I got goosebumps, and I absolutely loved it. And I think when you see it on the big screen, it just takes your breath away. After knowing how much you love the franchise, how much you love the mask, I just think you have to experience it on the big screen to be able to rank this mask. But yes, this is absolutely number 1 in the ranking. So that's my ranking for all 21 masks. I'm sure there is 21 masks. I might have missed one out. I've absolutely no idea. If I have, let me know. Leave your comments in the comments section, of course. But let me know your top masks. You don't have to name all 21, because I know that some people don't even mention some of these. But if you want to, leave your comments down below. Let me know your ranking, and let me know how you think my ranking went. Is it better than my last ranking? Anyway guys, thanks a lot for watching again. Thanks for subscribing, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.